everybody, this is Audra here at Homesteading in Idaho. So besides doing the homestead thing, we also have the boys that are in 4-H and FFA, and we do some open showing as well with dairy goats and Boer market meat goats. So when we go to the show, I've got things organized into various boxes, and this is video 2 on the boxes that I take with me. And specifically, we're going to be talking about this big box right here. So let's start at the top. In this compartment here on top, it's a med kit on the run. Never fails if I don't have some sort of a med kit with me. Somebody's going to need a Band-Aid or whatever. So got various Band-Aids in here. Got waterproof tape. More Band-Aids in that compartment. I kind of tried to separate my Band-Aids by size. Super glue. Super glue for various reasons, but specifically, myself and my oldest are notorious for trying to cut body parts off. Like chunks of skin go missing, and so you just super glue those back on. Not joking. And then there's some more paper tape. Anyway, that is one side on top of this. Switch to the other side. On this side, we've got hydrocortisone cream. It comes in handy if you get like scratchy, itchy, whatever going on. My youngest has what's called mast cell disease, and so if his spots start to react, this helps to calm them down. We've got Tylenol, because it never fails if you're at a show, you're going to end up with some sort of ache or a pain or one heck of a headache. And then it's summertime, and it seems like wasp stings are notorious, so Benadryl. And then, because my children do not like to eat the morning of a show, and I'm the same way, honestly, I have in this one Cliff Bars. Sometimes it's granola bars or whatever, but honestly the Cliff Bars have been so good to us that this is the go-to of what's in our box. When they're becoming hungry little monsters at the edge of the show ring and they need to go in, I don't want them to tear off the judge's head or tear apart me. So I'm like, here, take your grumpy butt and eat one of these. Now honestly the kids are really, really good. There was only a little bit of crankiness. So let's get inside the box. Now, this one went to the dairy goat show, and then we had, almost a week later, I think it was, we had the Boer goats that went to their show. So what you're going to see is a lot of Boer goat stuff in here. Well, maybe not a lot. Like, the only Boer goat stuff in here, honestly, is we've got their collars. So the girls, the does, they show in these. And yes, they are a choke chain, choke collar, but we use them very, very gently on the girls, and it just keeps them from, so like these girls, they weigh more than my youngest does, so it keeps them from taking him across the show ring. But the boys have learned how to handle a goat with them and not hurt them. So, and then when we showed the boys, the Weathers, they showed in these. It's just a chain, it adjusts and everything else. So that's what was in this box, had all their collars handy. Napkins, honestly, you're going to need them. Scissors. Pad of paper. You're going to be taking notes of some sort at some point in time. Just have it handy. And if you're going to have your pad of paper, you're going to need to have some sort of a writing utensil. Have a couple. So then, in here, there's a comb. Got to keep everybody's hair in line when it comes to the children. And boot polish. Specifically, I kept boot polish in here because when the boys are showing on showmanship day, we do our best to make sure they're just pristine, looking their best before they go into showmanship. I try to make sure I have a multi-tool of some sort in every single one of my boxes. You never know if you're going to need to grab onto something, but more importantly, I mean, I could just put a pocket knife in there, right? But why not have a multi-tool with the knife involved? You would be surprised how many times you will cut an animal free of something. So I always make sure to have that in the box. We've got chapstick, because after those long hot days, trust me, they need them. This is painkiller for my youngest. It's chewable. This was in here for showmanship day, or just if they needed it. Helps to soothe tummies, maybe if their stomach is getting kind of crampy and achy and from nerves and everything. So we have these in there. Most importantly, before their showmanship class, when they go into showmanship, they have a judge that's going to be asking them a lot of questions, kind of weeding out who knows more than who. Anyway, so before their class, the class ahead of it, I will make them put one of these in their mouths. And honestly, I don't have to make them. I have to hide this from them almost because they love their mints. Anyway, they suck on one before they go into class. It's gone before they go into class because you don't want them distracted playing with that in their mouth when they need to be focused and working. Now inside, it's kind of a small disaster because we just got done with that show, but we've got a nice fine brush. We brush off the goats with this, make sure they're really looking nice before they go into class. We've got the roller, get anything off the boys. That way they look really nice going into that show ring. Hairspray, it comes in handy keeping the boys' hair contained, as well as the goats. When we're showing the Boer goats, we kind of make their legs look fluffy, so hairspray. This is rubbing alcohol. If in case of a deep wound or something, I've got rubbing alcohol handy. Yes, I want this at show ring because there's been times at show ring when there's an injury and I want it taken care of ASAP. For injuries, rubber gloves. This is, so I love, there's another product I used to use more. I'm absolutely in love. Farnham, oh my gosh, your guys' product is phenomenal. So this is the laser sheen. We would put this on the goats. It made them look just beautiful before they went in their class. Not too much shine, but it just gave them that oomph to make them stand out a little bit. It didn't dry out their skin. We didn't end up with dandruff. It didn't have a terrible smell to it. And it also doesn't leave your hands so stinking oily. So there's another show sheen I used to use, and it leaves you feeling like oily and gross. Don't have that issue with this one. Baby wipes. You're going to be wiping more goat noses, goat butts, and goat ears than you are on your kids, but keep it handy for your kids too. Q-tips. You'd be surprised where and when and why you need them. Cotton balls, same thing. It's amazing how many different things you'll end up needing and you just don't know it. Oh look, this is another comb, hairbrush. Anyway, they liked the other one, so it went on top of the box over this one. Depends on the day. Sometimes the boys like the other one over the other one. So, and then a ton of rags. Because you don't know if you're going to end up needing to spot clean an animal at show side. And so you're dumping your water bottle and trying to clean a critter or your kid. And then this one. So besides having this brush to wipe the goats down, make sure they're nice and pretty. Then I take this brush over to them and it collects I call it a brush. This rag, I take it over them and it gets any dust and loose hairs and they look super nice when they're going into that show ring. So there you go. That is what's in this box. This box went to the show ring every single time. We never did not have this box with us. Now, one thing that was not in this box is because I had taken it out, is a permanent marker. I tried to make sure we had a permanent marker in every single box because you never know what you're going to have to mark that's yours, etc., etc. So at shows, have your stuff marked. Permanent marker, yes, I know it can be wiped off, cleaned off, and but just have your stuff marked. It's a little bit harder to walk away if it's clearly marked. So ours, even on these, we tried our best to clearly mark everything. Just keeps your stuff from walking away. All right, you guys, if you got any questions, put them below. Why did I put what I did in the box? Why didn't I put something else in the box? What would I suggest to do different or whatever? All right, you guys, stay tuned because video 3 is up next, and that's what's in the yellow box. And that box is what goes to the wash rack with us when we're washing our goats. All right, you guys, take care. Bye.